Hi guys, this is Srinivas Gattani again. So yesterday, President Donald Trump of US declared something called as Gold Card, and which is kind of a citizenship program or an immigration program for wealthy people to come into the United States and set up companies and industries, and they will have benefits accordingly. So previously, citizenship by investment (CBI) programs have been known for the small island countries of Grenadines and Saint Kitts and Nevis, and there are other countries in the West Indies which were known for tax haven status. And then the similar CBI programs were also found in Middle Eastern countries like the UAE. Some African countries also started it, and some of the poor European countries also tried doing it, where the people would like to go and live and sit with their wealth and, in a way, kind of tax evade from their mother countries and so on. So it's one thing when it is being done by smaller countries which are poor in nature, and it is a totally different ball game when it is done by the United States of America. So just take a listen to this video where President Trump did lay the details of how this program will come about. I'll just put it on.
Very good. We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful. Never been done before or anything like this, but it's something that we're going to be putting out over the next, would you say 2 weeks, Howard? Do you want to
2
say
weeks.
a couple of words about it?
Sure.
Mr. President, are there
Wait a
any
minute, hold on.
requirements for that
Hang on a
gold
sec.
card? Do you have to invest a certain amount of money in this country in order to qualify for that gold card?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Go
the
ahead.
EB-5 program was really, you lend some money, but it was full of nonsense, make-believe, and fraud, and it was a way to get a green card that was low-priced. So the president said, rather than having this sort of ridiculous EB-5 program, we're going to end the EB-5 program. We're going to replace it with the Trump Gold Card, which is really a green card gold. So they'll be able to pay $5 million to the U.S. government. They'll have to go through vetting, of course. We're going to make sure they're wonderful, world-class global citizens. They can come to America. The president can give them a green card, and they can invest in America, and we can use that money to reduce our deficit. Why do we give out lotteries of green cards? Why do we give out EB-5 for green cards? The President of the United States understands that the right answer is, why don't we eliminate the deficit of the United States of America instead?
The gold card, well, millions, but the gold card will bring in with it people that create jobs, very high-level people. I think companies will pay to get people in. For instance, you today graduate from the Wharton School of Finance or Harvard or Stanford or any college, and nobody knows if you can even go to work for a company. So Apple and all these companies that want to get people to be working for them will be able to buy a card, and for the people that are number one in their class at top schools, I see that as one of the things. But generally speaking, it'll be people with money and people that create jobs, and they won't have to pay any tax on income outside of the United States, which they're not paying right now. They're not citizens, but they'll have to pay if they create jobs in the United States. They'll pay full taxes like everybody else. So you're getting big taxpayers, big job producers, and we'll be able to sell maybe 1 million of these cards, maybe more than that. And if you add up the numbers, they're pretty good. As an example, 1 million cards would be worth $5 trillion. $5 trillion.
Wow.
And if you sell 10 million of the cards, that's a total of $50 trillion. Well, we have 35 trillion in debt. That'd be nice. So we'll see. But it could be great. Maybe it will be fantastic. We have it all worked out from the legal standpoint. It's totally legal to do. Hasn't been done before. It's been done in many different forms. We give them away. Why should we give them away? We shouldn't give them away. And I think it's something very exciting. I think it's potentially just something that we're all very excited about.
So this is very interesting, actually, and
We're going to be doing something else.
This
It's got
news comes at the very moment where people have been talking about to remove the IRS. So there's a narrative to remove the IRS for a pretty long time, and even if they do not remove the IRS, I'll show you the Doge website, which we saw yesterday as well, has got the income sources as well, the revenue sources of the US government. And all these revenues are actually tax and duties which have been collected by the IRS. And the total collections for the last year is near about $4.9 trillion. That is the $5 trillion. And this is the exact figure which President Trump quoted as the minimum amount which these guys can make by issuing these gold cards if so many people apply. So the highest, like the biggest of these revenue sources is the individual income taxes, which is $2.4 trillion and $5 trillion dollars in total. So if the Internal Revenue Services goes under the Doge cutter, and then there is a rehaul in this, and probably they might introduce some new taxations. They were on the day of inauguration, or probably a day after that, or a week before that. I'm not sure about the date. President Trump talked about an external revenue services. This is the Internal Revenue Services, the IRS, which collects taxes from the American citizens. And then he said, okay, we are collecting taxes internally. Let's collect taxes from the companies which are doing businesses with America, who are foreign companies and who are not paying us anything in taxes. And then this entire thing about tariffs for so many countries, specifically for Canada and Mexico, did come about, where President Trump said that they'll implement 25% tariffs on Mexico and 25% tariffs on Canadian imports and 10% tariffs on China and so on. So basically, there is a scramble to get money into the US, which is supposedly the task of the US government. And they are talking about they're making new revenue sources effectively. They are behaving as an agile startup or a small country. This is very interesting to look at, actually. Like the smaller countries do the CBI programs to attract rich people to stash away their wealth here, in the process make a $300,000 US dollars or $500,000 US dollars, or if people bring about their families there, then they get to have a small portion of the economy boosted by the presence of those guys. So when US will do it, it will be in a huge scale. Do let me know about what you think about this situation. And this is an interesting development. So is this linked to the IRS, or people in the know, do they know that the income taxes are going to be slashed big time, so that which will attract a huge number of rich people to come into the US and set up shops and industries in the US and start making money and become a part of the effective US industrial ecosystem. So that's an interesting one. Thank you so much.